When you are trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you appear, and the less in control. Even if you are saying something banal, it will seem original if you make it vague, open-ended, and sphinx-like. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. The more you say, the more likely you are to say something foolish. Power is in many ways a game of appearances. And when you say less than necessary, you inevitably appear greater and more powerful than you are. Your silence will make other people uncomfortable. Humans are machines of interpretation and explanation. They want to know what you are thinking. When you carefully control what you reveal, they cannot pierce your intentions or your meaning. Your short answers and silences will put them on the defensive. They will jump in, talking nervously, filling the silence with all kinds of comments that will reveal valuable information about them and their weaknesses. They will leave a meeting with you feeling as if they had been robbed, and they will go home and ponder your every word. This extra attention to your brief comments will only add to your power. Louis XIV was a man of very few words. His most famous remark is, "I am the state." Nothing could be more pithy yet more eloquent. His infamous, "I shall see," was one of the extremely short phrases that he would apply to all manner of requests. Louis was not always this way. As a young man he was known for talking at length, delighting in his own eloquence. His later reserved manner was self-imposed, an act, a mask he used to keep everybody below him off balance. No one knew exactly where he stood on any issue, or could predict his reactions. Others could only guess at what he wanted to hear, which made him difficult to deceive by ass-kissers. As they talked on and on to the silent Louis, they revealed more and more about themselves. Information he could later use against them to great effect. In the end, Louis's silence kept those around him terrified and under his thumb. It was one of the foundations of his power. Saying less than necessary is not for kings and statesmen only. In most areas of your life, the less you say, the more profound and mysterious you appear. Clint Eastwood understood the power of saying less early in his career. In 1964 he made A Fistful of Dollars, his first spaghetti western with Sergio Leone. He talked the director into slashing his character's dialogue to the bare minimum. His character, dubbed The Man with No Name, was a gunslinger for hire, who drifts into a town controlled by two rival gangs. He plays these two rival gangs against each other, taking their money in the process. Clint understood that his character would be more realistic and believable if he talked less. To convincingly deceive both gangs he would have to watch his words carefully. The less he talked, the less he would reveal. It also added an aura of mystery to the character that would intrigue audiences. Eastwood was right. The movie made him an international movie star, and he would make 2 more spaghetti westerns with Sergio Leone. All 3 films were box office blockbusters and are now considered classics in the genre. By saying less than necessary you create the appearance of meaning and power. Also, the less you say, the less risk you run of saying something foolish. Gnaeus Marcius, also known as Coriolanus, was a great military hero of ancient Rome. Before his entrance into politics, the name Coriolanus evoked awe. His battlefield accomplishments showed him as a man of great bravery. Since the citizens knew little about him, all kinds of legends became attached to his name. The moment he appeared before the Roman citizens, however, and spoke his mind, all that grandeur and mystery vanished. He bragged and blustered like a common soldier. He insulted and slandered people, as if he felt threatened and insecure. Suddenly, he was not at all what the people had imagined. The discrepancy between the legend and the reality proved immensely disappointing to those who wanted to believe in their hero. The more Coriolanus said, the less powerful he appeared. A person who cannot control his words shows that he cannot control himself, and is unworthy of respect. Had Coriolanus said less, the people would never have had cause to be offended by him, they would never have known his true feelings. He would have maintained his powerful aura, would certainly have been elected consul, and would have been able to accomplish his goals. But the human tongue is a beast that few can master. It strains constantly to break out of its cage, and if it is not tamed, it will run wild and cause you grief. Power cannot accrue to those who squander their treasure of words. Once the words are out, you cannot take them back. Keep them under control. Be particularly careful with sarcasm. The momentary satisfaction you gain with your biting words will be outweighed by the price you pay. The reversal. There are times when it is unwise to be silent. Silence can arouse suspicion and even insecurity in others, especially your superiors. A vague or ambiguous comment can open you up to interpretations you had not bargained for. Silence and saying less than necessary must be practiced with caution then, and in the right situations. It is occasionally wiser to imitate the court jester, who plays the fool but knows he is smarter than the king. He talks and entertains, and no one suspects that he is more than just a fool. Also, words can sometimes act as a kind of smoke screen for any deception you might practice. By talking more you can distract and mesmerize them. And the more you talk the less suspicious they become, you will be perceived as helpless and unsophisticated. This is the reverse of the silent policy employed by the powerful. By talking more, and making yourself appear weaker and less intelligent than your mark, you can practice deception with greater ease.